A untata Paulina, ga ne re emetseng botse. Yo,
Okay, fine. I'm here.
So,
Hello, everyone.
you find me back,
I'm back.
Mr. Paulina.
I hate this child. I swear.
you hate everyone.
I know I hate everyone, but like I hate the people who get me the most. This is why I try to keep all my friends apart, because this one calls me Polena, and like you didn't know that, but like now that you know that, you're gonna use that again. That's our thing. So this is why my friends must never meet. Welcome to He Said She Said. I am Polena. This sounds wrong. Like, why? Why?
You are Paulina, yes.
It's twang.
I am so many things to so many people. But anyway, yeah, welcome to He Said She Said. My name is Paul, and with me I have Dineo
Hi, I'm Dinelle.
and I have Dinny, who
Hi, I'm Dinny.
guys Jene Aiko's firstborn daughter.
Wow.
And like, yeah, I think Big Sean is like your real dad. That's why you have issues with him.
Wow. So I have
you,
that.
you wouldn't even listen to his last album because of Janae.
Daddy issues. You must fix your issues with. You must go to Utatako with picture, please.
That one is unrepairable, man. He has issues.
How are you guys?
We're doing good, and yourself?
Good.
Okay.
Just woke up today, and it felt like it was Sunday. Quiet, and everything was just calm in jail. It just felt like a Sunday.
So Sundays are calm.
Yeah, for me, Sundays are calm. Sundays are very calm for me.
Sundays are my ratchet days. Ask me, she knows.
Those are your worst days, bruh. Every day feels like a Monday. It's just yet another day.
Okay. Go, we must just cancel the calendar and just write Monday. We don't care if it's the 22nd.
Kinda both your birthdays passed. That's why y'all don't give a damn.
And our birthdays were also normal. So like nothing was happening. And not mine was even worse. Because only like food stores were open, like ShopRite was open and Checkers. Everything else was closed. So I bought like a stale cake. It was so stale, guys.
Wait, do you drink alcohol?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Doesn't suit you.
Why?
Dinny, I know drinks like a fish, but
Wow.
Kana alcohol ke batho ba bang? Well, here's the thing, ne?
yeah.
I even forgot what I wanted to say, but I think what I wanted to say is I am the same whether I consumed alcohol or not. So
Yeah.
I'm the same either way. So I want to know what alcohol ke batho ba bang.
Who wants to know what alcohol gave to?
We all want to know.
All of us.
Alcohol is, let me answer your question by asking you this. Why do you drink?
There's no reason. It's just alcohol, and it's nice. You drink it, and yeah, Like there's no reason. I don't think people just like have to. I don't think people analyze like these kind of things and be like, oh, this is the reason. Or some people do, like when they drink it for like, relieving stress or whatever the reason is. But not for nights alcohol, it's there. I just drink it and that's that.
It's
Or
just
Dinny, why not, do you have a reason?
I have no
Oh,
reason why I drink. I just drink J because I I think it's a problem if you have a reason why you have to drink alcohol.
Yeah, that's true.
Like if you have
yeah,
reasons why you're drinking, then I nalabotak.
yeah, you are 100% correct in your analysis of that because I think essentially that's how addiction starts when you're going through something or
Mm-hmm.
like there's the person who is all shy and whatnot and then like after 3 beers or something they're the life of the party.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I don't think it does any harm in like in the instance, but it's like they sort of like need that to be comfortable in their own skin and be able to sort of like come out of their shell and show who they really are and
Mm-hmm.
have the courage to do what they want to do and express themselves however they feel comfortable in expressing themselves. I want to experience like being this version of myself being sober because I think like there's a high you get from being able to do or having the courage to do the same things you do when you're drunk, when you're sober.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Alcohol doesn't make you different. It just makes you who you've always been, but just never had the courage to, be. So I think like when you just like, nah man, let me try being like the real me without any, you know, without any beverages, then I think there's a high from that you get, and like there's a certain confidence that's gonna come with that. Like, uh, being your true self is the one way to like avoid, fake people. If you're not trying to fit in, people who don't like you are not gonna like you, and like those who gravitate towards you, then like, no, these people like fuck with me for real, real, because I'm not trying to be anyone else. And I think a lot of time we sort of like put it on other people and say like, nah, people switched up on us when we changed and whatnot, getting that like we were not being ourselves when we met these people.
Mm.
I understand what you're saying, but I feel like for me personally, because whether I'm drunk or not, I'm the same person. Like I'm not afraid to do anything. I mean, I have 5 tattoos for crying out loud. Because I don't really depend on alcohol to sort of be a specific type of person. Like I don't see it as a problem, me consuming alcohol. But I get what you're saying. And I
Hmm.
also like what you're saying when you say like you should be yourself, and that's when you really see who like really fucks with you for real.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, because then now I've experienced it in my own life. I've had people who were like my friends, but they were just my friends because of a specific thing. And once that thing was removed, we were like, okay, so what's going on here? Like there was no like foundation for a friendship.
For me, alcohol, ne, it
Yeah.
doesn't enhance anything. It just makes me to be a little bit extra. Like I get paranoid, and then I like extra. I like
Yeah.
extra. If I'm with you, I have to see you wherever you go. I have to see each and every move that you make. That's
Mm.
just the sad part about it. Mara otherwise, it doesn't change much.
But where does like the paranoia come from? Is it like just you having like self-awareness that I'm a little bit drunk, so like I have to be,
No,
vigilant
I'm
or
like that, Vela. I do get paranoid over little stuff. Mara, after a drink or two, I get
Yeah.
extra. I get extra like the key guy. I do get paranoid over little stuff. Mara, after a drink or two, I get
Yeah.
extra. I get extra like the key guy. Is my phone here? Are you fine, dude? Oh, but no, lots of snacks. Not the snacks, just to be on the safe side, to make sure
Yeah.
that everybody's fine. And you know, Mara, it's not something out of the ordinary.
I've never seen you drunk. Only time I ever saw you kobialing when we came to Chesaka Christmas party the time I still worked at Capitec. And we found you guys there. And then like you were talking to Lerato.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was gone, so like
You were
yeah.
very loud. You're not gone. You were very loud.
But I
You
am
were
very loud anyway, am I not?
no, you're not that loud. Compared to that day, you're extra.
You're lying. I don't remember a thing.
Unnecessary noise.
All I remember is I saw you and then I didn't see you. That's it.
Ah.
No, but okay, but understand. They bought me an entire bottle of Russian beer, and
Yo,
like I was drinking. I was drinking it alone. What they do is like when they plan the party and whatnot, they'd ask you like, "What do you drink? What do you want to drink?" And like so, yeah, me, I'm like, no, buy me a bottle of Russian beer.
you had to choose Russian bear. Like you
When
had to choose like the devil spit. Nje.
suicide machine.
Yo.
When you're drinking, you sort of like try to find like that thing that you know that is sort of like ideal for you, and you're not gonna wake up with a hangover and whatnot
Mm-hmm.
and all that. So like I was sort of like in a place where I was trying to find that is like because by then I didn't like beer. I think that year I was like on some 1818 cruise
Mm,
and
mm, mm.
then the Russian beer.
Those things are poison.
What's poison?
1818 Russian beer and whatnot,
Those
vodka.
spirits, I
The first time I puked in my life was when I drank Brutal 8.
You
The
didn't
first
choose
time.
Russian beer.
Nah, like that was like Russian day was like sort of like, yeah, I drink it, wake up with a bit of a headache, some spicy food usually like balances my head out, and then like we move on with life. But nah, I didn't. And like, I don't remember how I got home, but when I woke up, the bottle of Russian Bay was like under my arm, and my present I'd gotten was under my other arm, and like I was just there on the bed, like face down.
Mm, mm, mm.
that's
Then
Russian bear. Rashi Rashi. That's what it does.
Yay.
I drink everything except beer. Let me just say that. But when I'm drunk, I drink Black Label. So
Yo.
no, legit. Like Black Label is the sweetest beer ever. Like there's nothing sweeter than Black Label, guys. It's the only
Yes.
thing I can drink.
Oh my word!
Mm. Black
It's very.
label.
Hey,
You're not the first one I've heard say this.
it
Like people
honestly
say,
it is. Like compared to all the other Castle Lights and hate, those ones are like bitter. But Black Label is very sweet.
hmm
Yeah. So that's the only beer I can drink. I
yeah,
I don't like the taste of like the hops that they use for beer, like that aftertaste.
yeah,
So even flying fish is like a no go for me because I just hate the aftertaste
yeah.
of the hops that they use. But nah, basically I drink everything. Mara, if you want to make me happy, you should buy me blue ice. If you want to buy me wine, Trostehof, Adelpracht all the way.
Yo,
Adelpracht does
I
things,
can't
eh?
digest that thing. Wait.
When I drink it, I'm fine. The only thing that messes me up is like namakwa. And we all know namakwa is just
Mm.
Mara Adele and Tara fresh. But now, honestly, I drink everything. And there was a time I remember, like, we went out, I think it was in December, and we went to some Buddha bar in Hatfield. When we
Mm.
got there, I drank. Okay, so a bit of a backstory. I used to work in 2015. Was it 2015 or 2014? I don't remember, but I used to work at a lounge in Sunnyside called Lavianto. So I used to be a bartender there. So there was this poison that literally smells like tire called straw ram. I don't know if you guys know it.
Yup.
I don't.
It literally
That
smells
one.
like tire. It smells, and the alcohol percentage is like 65 or something.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's like 65%. So I remember we went out to some um Buddha bar in Hatfield, and when I got there, I had like 3 shots of that tire. And wow, like I left there with like 3 white boyfriends, and I don't even know what happened, but that was literally the worst thing I ingested, and it doesn't even taste nice. It tastes like death. Like
Yeah.
yo, but I will never ever ever ingest that type of poison. Like you even smell it, right? More. This is just death, NJ.
White people stuff.
Yeah, white people, exactly. It's because I was in a white person area. That's why I even drank that rubbish.
Yeah.
Fondest memory drug.
Last year, I went to homecoming. I
Mm.
don't like vodka that much, but that day we decided to drink vodka. 1818
Yeah.
plus something else. I forgot.
Mm.
And the following day, I didn't black out or anything during the night. I
Mm.
only blacked out the following day. Kawo 8 at night. Like it was the most embarrassing thing ever. I didn't have a hangover or anything the
Mm.
following day, but at 8, everything started spinning. I ate. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't even drink anything now. What's happening? Yeah. Blacked
This is like
out the following day.
mm.
I hate vodka. I will never touch it ever, ever, ever again.
So what do you think of gin?
Gin is perfect. For me, gin, I can drink the whole bottle. I'm fine.
Yo.
I don't like gin. Gin just messes me up. It makes me throw up and all of that. Now I'm so weird because the things that people complain about, I'm like, nope, that is actually for me.
Yeah.
Now I have these parties that I host alone because someone
Alone.
decided to sleep alone. Like I just live with my little sister here, so sometimes she's just boring, so she decides to go to sleep. So I have parties alone, alone, one man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I play music and I have parties and I get drunk and then I fall asleep. I wake up the next day. That is just me. That is just me, Jay. And I'm so happy when I get drunk alone by myself, guys.
There's no drama.
No drama, no nothing. And the
Yeah.
thing is, I'm very lucky because I don't like drunk text people.
Mm.
So yeah, I just no drama, no nothing. I
Yeah.
just put on my music. I'm super loud. Have a party the whole night. The only thing I send is like voice notes. I just send people voice notes for no apparent reason. I will record videos and send people videos of myself. But
Mm.
that's as far as I do. And for me, that makes me very happy, yo.
Dinny, are you a drunk texter?
No, 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 no. I'm not a drunk texter. I put my phone away. As long as it's safe, it's fine. I don't
Yeah.
text, I don't call. I call if you are missing. Then if I'm looking for you, that's when I'll call you. But I won't text. I will find you wherever you are. I
So
don't
you've
text.
never texted a nigga drunk?
No. I've received drunk text. I've received those. But
Yeah.
I don't send those texts.
At what age did you all start drinking?
Yeah, enough for now. Like starting. I think it was after matric. Like when I started living alone, because you know my mom, you knew my mom, Paul. So
Yeah.
you couldn't do none of that crap. But then, like, I have so many stories of me and my cousins just stealing alcohol and just, but that was experimenting. But like starting, I think it was after matric, basically.
It was also after matric. Like drinking, not stealing alcohol. After
Yeah.
matric. After matric. I was when I started drinking
Yeah.
every day.
Damn. Y'all started
But
late.
nah.
Well, so uh I was in high school probably 11th, 12th grade. During exams, we would take all our lunch money usually. Nako na rin wa papsak, DJ. So uh it cost like $30 during exams. Like we take our lunch money and then go buy a DJ and then go to his house and like drink. So we've never been like, like the ones who follow like the vibe. Yeah, Lord, like no go drinking go chesa or uh way because like there's a vibe there. It's always just been like, nah, let's chill at home, drink our alcohol, then wala piling lamfelesta high or robala. So it's always just been like that. Even till this day, still roll like that. Like every now and then, yeah, we crave a turn up and then we'll go out. But then other than that, now we pretty chilled, like just being on our own.
I'd say even for me personally, I enjoy just drinking with my friends, like either at a small bar or like I'm not really a club type of person or a crowded place type of person. So I just enjoy chillas, food,
Mm,
good people, music. We just
yeah,
talk crazy things. We do crazy things. Then that way I know like nothing shady is gonna happen, or
yeah,
you can be at ease.
But I feel like sometimes you do crave that turn up vibe. Sometimes. I enjoy
yeah.
drinking.
And like, but like, I think it sort of like gets redundant once like it's your everyday thing. So, but
Yeah.
because then it's like normal life. But like, if you like, I haven't done this in the longest of time, and when you do go to that vibe, you really have a good time.
Mm.
Yo, it's just you guys. Like now, honestly, I'm not a turn up person. Like I
Yeah,
don't know how. Like I can't. I get stressed when I see like a lot of people, and I have to start socializing. I know it's weird coming from me because I'm the most social person in the world, but
yeah.
I don't like that kind of vibe.
Sometimes dancing with a stranger is all you need in your life. I promise you.
It's once in a while, once in a while. It's in Colabian to go social club. Kwa.
Mm. As you get older, you sort of like start thinking about like, uh, what can I do to preserve like the healthy body as much as possible? Because I always said, what like if I'm gonna be the crusty and shit dude at 50, then like God must just take me at 50. Jay.
I personally think all men should stop drinking. Let us drink.
Jay, in peace.
Like,
Mm.
When they are intoxicated, men are just ew.
And
yeah,
I like alcohol causes a lot of problems in like relationships and stuff, and it's always because of the man. So you know what? Men should just leave alcohol alone, and then we will consume all of it for you guys.
Yes. Simple.
Mm.
But then doesn't this sort of like negate like the earlier statement, yalo hore alcohol just suppresses your true nature? So even if men left alcohol, it still wouldn't change the fact, yalo hore, like kering, the dude's true nature. It's just that alcohol like gives him the courage to to act on them. But
And some people are just fine like that without courage. They don't need courage. They are fine
yeah,
without
but
the courage.
you are treating symptoms and not the cause. So even if alcohol wasn't available, I feel like alcohol just becomes like uh, a pressure release for whatever's happening up there. So at some point, the pressure would still need to be released. And if like imagine if Guy found the courage to like be abusive when he was sober. I think that would be a lot worse, honestly.
I'd say alcohol is different for everybody. For some people it really brings out their true self. But for others it just creates in a whole new person that is not them. I've seen cases where people were just doing stuff mainly because they consumed alcohol. Without alcohol they are not that person. So you do find cases where like a person would be this type of person when they are drunk, but then when they're sober, they won't even think of doing that. It's just that
But
alcohol
isn't
just.
but isn't that still like a suppressed version of themselves? Because
But
The sober version is the suppressed version of themselves. That's what you're saying.
uh no, that like yes, basically. Because I feel like uh how do I put this?
Once they get drunk, once they drink, they unleash that emotion or whatever that is hidden inside of them. That's what you're saying.
I don't think it invents it. I just think Kore
It reveals that.
it reveals it. Like it's just like, oh, I didn't know you had that in you, you know? Like who knew you
Mm,
could put your underwear on your head? So
yeah.
yeah, it does make sense. But however, like I feel like some people are fine without alcohol, and whatever they do when they are intoxicated, they'll never ever do if they don't drink alcohol. So I feel like I do understand like what you said about like the psychological problems being there, because some of these things are just embedded so deep within you that they are gonna come out, at some point in your life they're gonna come out, or if they are triggered by something they're gonna come out, right?
Mm,
Mm.
But also I feel like some people like alcohol just it's an active ingredient. It just like speeds up everything, and then there's just chaos in jail. So I do agree with what you're saying, but some people really shouldn't drink
a few
alcohol,
years ago,
especially men.
Some people, like those suppressed feelings or whatever, suppressed personalities should stay that way. They should just
Mm-hmm.
be underneath their feet or
but
whatever. They didn't
but
come out.
but like okay, it's cool. They should stay suppressed, but uh, nothing stays suppressed forever. So at some point they will come out. Like if you take away alcohol, they'll find another way to like just bring out
But
that.
it's better. I feel like it's better if they come out without alcohol, because
Mm,
then you don't have anything to blame it on. Because
And
when
you
people
make
do
it with
toxic things,
sense.
mm.
when people do toxic things and then they drank alcohol, they can be like, no, but I was drunk. That's why I did
Mm.
that. So if the alcohol is not there, we can be like, no, actually, this is you who did it.
Yeah.
I
You
agree.
have nothing to hide with. Like we can see the true you. We can see who you are. Your
Mm.
suppressed personality will just show, and then it will say, "This is you. You do 1 2 1 2."
Yeah.
The appropriate age to start drinking.
I feel like the age that is like um legal in the country is okay, because at the end of the day, like, some people really abuse alcohol. It doesn't matter how old they are. I've seen people who are 40 and they still can't limit their intake. So I feel like the legal age is perfect the way it is. I feel like, however, people should be like they should be taught, but you can't really teach people how to drink alcohol. I feel
No,
like the
you
legal age
cannot.
is hmm
The 18 years legal age is fine for me
hmm
because now
yeah.
you said you cannot teach somebody how to consume alcohol.
Mm-mm.
Or just
Yeah,
never
but
know how well you will see how they behave when they are drunk and whatnot, but you don't know what they're gonna do when they're out there.
Hmm.
You're not even sure if they're gonna have that same behavior when they're with you. So the 18 is fine.
uh okay, I hear what you're saying. So, but uh I guess it's like some people are just curious. Like like that's how I started drinking. I was just like curious about what it tasted like.
Most
It
people
wasn't.
start that way.
Most people are
No,
curious,
no, no,
most.
no, 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 wait. There are people who start drinking because they heard that uh if you drink for a few hours or for a few whatnot, you can forget about your problems and be free of it. There really are people who start drinking because of it.
Yeah.
And
But it's still curiosity, though.
yeah, but like your curiosity is not the same as mine because yours is gonna end up having you addicted because you have problems. I don't have like the same type of we all have problems, but like I have nice life problems. Let's put it like that. So
Hmm.
it's not gonna impact our future the same. For me, it's gonna be like, yeah, like damn, that was fun. For you, it's like I have found my way out, even if it's only for a few hours, like every day,
Hmm.
and then it gets worse. I think it's
So
yeah.
what you're basically saying is that, like, the legal age should be like a bit higher, or
Nah, I don't think the age is a problem. I think that
Choices.
not even choices. I feel like it's so difficult to say how we could do it, but upbringing is so important. I think our upbringing is so important. Like how you grow up in your like 0 to probably 13, because like 13 is where like you start getting confused about the world and like trying to fit in and all of that. I think it's very important that like you get to that age with as little emotional baggage and damage as possible. And I think a big part of that uh is on your parents, you know. But on at the same time, it's like uh parents parent how they were parented, and it's not always beneficial to us because like times have changed. So just be like if your parents were raised in 74, like the methods their parents used might have been suited for that time. Like there was minimal media, there was just radio, people played outside and wana community and blah 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 blah. So what then happens is parents tend to be like I was raised this way and I turned out great. So if I raise my child the same way, they should turn out more or less the same way I did, which is not what happens because the world is changing and kids now have access to a lot more information. And I feel like uh, parents don't evolve at the same pace as us. So what happens is like there's a disconnect between like children and their parents, and that sort of I think it contributes to what alcohol does in our country and all over the world as well. Because I don't know when it was, but a few years back, I think we ranked number one in terms of alcohol consumption.
We once did, SA once did rank
Yes,
number alcohol consumption.
yeah, and it's not. Yeah, that's an alarming stat actually, because yeah, I just think that everybody just takes it like as surface value, and it's like, yeah, we should stop drinking, but like nobody looks at like, but where does this abuse come from? I don't
Yeah.
know, but I just think like if changing the world is easy if like it starts at home. Like if you're able to like parent accordingly, then I think your kids, you know.
But I feel like, let me talk as a black person, right?
Okay.
Because that's the only thing I know. So I feel like black parents, ne? I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna put them under the bus on this one because I feel like most of the problem comes from them because they're just not emotionally aware of how their children are feeling. And like most of the things, I don't know if, like, because I spoke to a lot of people and they say the same thing, that they did not um learn most of the things from their parents, like alcohol and sex and all of those things. They
Mm-hmm.
learned it from media, their friends. They just learned it from other people who are not their parents, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now the problem becomes, I have a problem and I'm 16. I've been sexually active and my parents never told me anything about sex. So if I have a problem that happened to me because I'm sexually active, I'm not gonna go to my parents because, well, first of all, they're gonna ask me, "Oh, yeah, now it's like I sex," you know. And
Yeah.
second of all, they cannot teach me. I can't go to you and talk about something that you did not um like put it out there for me, you know. Because as a parent, you must lay the foundation and be like, okay, you must have the awkward talk first. This is what's happening, and this is what's happening, so that we can be comfortable enough to go to our parents and be like, "Oh, mom, I did this and I did this, and I'm in trouble," and all of that.
I'm 28 now, and like all of a sudden, these folks want to start talking about relationships and whatnot, and I'm like, but nah, I'm not comfortable with that because you never put me in a space where I was comfortable enough to discuss this with you, and like now that you seem to think that I've reached appropriate age, now you just expect me to be chatty patty with you about certain
Mm.
things, and like it doesn't happen like that. So
And the thing is, now you're 28, you've probably had like so many relationships. You already learned all the things that they should have taught you. You already went through the most and saw dust, and you know, so it's like,
you know what the
what?
problem?
Exactly. It's like teaching like a 10-year-old how to walk. You can't do that. You teach them when they are still a toddler.
You know what
Yeah.
the you know what the problem is? I think the problem is judgment, because at the end of the day, like your job is to teach me right from wrong, but like not judge my decisions. I should still be able to make a mistake as a kid and come back home running to my parents. That doesn't happen with black parents. All you get is an "I told you so."
Yeah. Even if they never
Oh.
told you anything.
Mm.
Don't tell you, Mara. They'll be saying what I told you so. Okay, they expect you to have all this knowledge about life when you are 15. So when you are 16, you must not ask them anything because you must already know. But now, Mara, you've seen what's happening on TV. Don't you watch the news? Like, no, I do watch them, but I want something from you. Black parents don't get that.
And like another thing, they seem to forget that they were also once this age, and they also seem to forget that they at some point did exactly the same thing that you are doing right now. So instead of teaching you and saying, no, this is a mistake, next time do this, they will act en carbona, yo, they've never done anything wrong their entire life.
When I was your age, I was walking on water. Like, your parents ever apologized to you?
Yeah, now they have so many times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. I don't remember getting an apology from either my mom or dad. Maybe when I was younger. I don't remember.
I don't. What my mom does is she'd maybe accuse you of taking something and then find it. And then when she finds it, she'd be like, "This is her apology. Happy little na, let's say bish." That's it.
Mm.
Done.
Yeah.
You will not hear like an "I am sorry, I was wrong," and none of. And I think that's another problem. I think a lot of black kids carry a lot of anger and resentment towards their parents. I think they are a lot. And like, I don't want to make it seem like it's something like specific to black people, but I think it's more prevalent in the black community because like with with having grown up like around white people, how they maneuver in terms of like their relationships with their kids. It's a lot more open. Like there's room for discussion.
You know, I noticed that it is like uncomfortable the same way for a black person to talk to their kids about like things that are troubling them. It's literally the same thing as like racism to white people. Like white people are so uncomfortable to talk about race. They
Mm,
get literally uncomfortable.
mm,
And for
true.
black people, it's the same uncomfortability that white people have over racism they have when it comes to talking to their kids about life.
Yeah. True.
And it's a problem because you should talk to me about life. It's something that should happen. Like white people should talk about race, but even if they don't, nothing is going to happen to them. But the thing is, you are letting me grow up with so much like it's like a burden, you know, because you did not talk to me about things that happened, things that are going to happen, and all of that. You never said sorry for something that you did to me when I was 5 years old, you know? And you think giving me love is like buying me clothes, taking me to school, and all of that. Black parents
Not enough.
tend to think that that is like the only way of showing love to your kids.
And in my mind, I always say, "But you're supposed to do that. What the fuck did you think it means when the doctor told you you're pregnant? Like you were just gonna be there naked,
Ow.
Exactly.
hero." So you guys think like you can like if you look at your parents' relationship with your grandparents, like can you see like a correlation between like what's happening with you and your parents? Because I do feel
Yeah.
like, hmm?
Mm,
Yeah.
it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. Like the thing you said, that they learn how to parent from being parented by
Yeah.
somebody else. It's things
Yeah.
that have been dragged to like Shaka Zulu's time. We are experiencing things that happened during Shaka Zulu's time.
And I feel like when they were young, because like in our minds we always saying like none of us have kids, but one thing we constantly tell ourselves is when I have kids, I will not be this parent.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they told themselves the same thing. So what do you think
Mm.
happened for them to just become their parents? Because I'm pretty sure like that's like the
I
same as
think
us. Hmm?
I think it's because they were used to that. I mean, you grew up knowing what, okay, this person, if wala wala, you must pita them or give them castor oil. Ne?
Mm.
And then Libona, when they have kids, they pass that
Yeah.
on. Okay, fine. I was taught this. This was done to me, so I'm gonna do this to my child.
Mm.
Break that cycle. They just continue with it. For some,
So like
like we are the generation that might be able to change our kids because
Yeah.
we are able to talk. We talk about everything.
Mm.
We've learned from our parents. We are seeing what's going on with our lives. That's so much anxiety, so much depression, so many suicides. We've seen that. We are
Mm.
seeing that each and every day. We've learned a lot to not pass it
Mm.
to our kids. I think
Mm-hmm.
for now it's just that they are used to those rules, those ways, and whatnot. And if
Yeah, that
one high almost take them back to their grandma or this person is doing one too. What should I do?
yeah.
yeah, and I think we are also fortunate that we have like things like social media and all of that. We
Yeah,
can learn a lot from like those kind of platforms, which is something our parents didn't have. They had newspaper, and the newspaper had like white people everywhere. So I feel like they were unfortunate when it comes to that. And
Yeah.
we are much more aware of like you see like more black people are becoming educated. They can like talk to us about mental health like on a professional level,
yeah.
what happened, all of that. So I feel like we have the necessary tools to be able to change the way our parents parented us.
And I think this just like the fact that we as black people are where we are and white people are not where we are in terms of our relationships with our parents shows how effective apartheid and slavery was, because like these were things that were like purposely put in place. Yeah, we are going to tear the black family apart. We are gonna
Mm,
make sure
Mm.
that these niggas grow up without their dads, and like we're gonna create a rift between the black man and the black female. If you look beyond the surface, I see a lot of anger and resentment towards each other. Honestly,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
we really are at war. Like it's more like a intense Cold War type of story where like no one really just wants to like throw down the gauntlet and say what they really want to say, like without like under like the pretense of it being a joke or anything, where like there's like this is how I really feel.
very true.
The conversation at large, just like between black men and black women, I that needs to be facilitated somehow, because it's like I see all of it, and then I'm like, uh I get why the black woman is angry on Tlalwang, because
Mm,
the for so long the highlight has always been like the black man's pain, like as if like they are the only ones that suffered during slavery and apartheid, like the woman did not feel like the effects of what was happening. It's like it's always like the black man was getting beaten, the black man was this, the black man was this, and so it's like,
Mm-hmm.
fam, we experienced the same trauma you did, you know. It might not like it might not have been in the same way, but the trauma was the same. We all felt the effects because
Mhm.
you were not here. We were getting raped. Like my son just got taken, and I don't know where he is, and I'll probably never see him again. All that is trauma, you know. Two people in a relationship are both going through shit, and like they are both so wrapped up in their own pain that they can't see the other one is in pain. You end up feeling like this nigga doesn't care. And this nigga ends
Yeah.
up feeling like you don't care. So,
Mm.
you know, resentment builds on both sides because none of y'all are speaking about what's happening with you. And then you end up fighting with each other. So I feel like
Mm.
that's what happened with us as black people. And like now we're here.
And it's very difficult now that we are here because everything is just so deeply rooted in us that it's going to be very difficult for us to even start to even understand each other because like you said, we are fighting against each other. It's like, but I went through this, and then I'm like, but I also went through this,
Yeah.
and then there isn't really an understanding between both parties.
We can't afford to go to therapy, you know?
No.
And like as black people, we've genuinely come to believe that we do not need therapy. Like
Mm.
we are fine, and that we do not
Mm.
have time for that. So I think that's just another thing that like if we give them the tools to like unpack their pain and deal with it, then it will undo all our hard work.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I feel like white people should write a letter, man. They should formally apologize for all the shit that they've put us through for
I
so many years.
that one who will draw in our dreams, shame they will never. Those people are selfish. White
Yeah, I
people are.
feel like
They knew what they were doing. They knew what
like
they were doing from the start.
the dumbest shit I've seen all year is the thing that was trending across America where white people were like kneeling in front of black people asking for forgiveness. For me, that was some clown shit, honestly. I
it
was like,
Why?
was.
Why?
yeah, it's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Because for me, I felt like it sort of diminished what Colin Kaepernick had started.
Yeah.
It was like you kneeling and asking for forgiveness does nothing. Like I'd like to see you put your money where your mouth is.
Put
Like
action,
Mm.
whatever you are saying, whatever you are trying to portray, put action in it.
yeah, make reparations a thing. Let reparations happen. Like get black
Mhm.
people therapy and
I'm happy that during the whole Black Lives Matter movement, I'm happy that there were white people who were just like, no, man, this is shit. Actually, this is just BS. I'm going to stand up against all what is happening right now because
mm,
it's honestly shit. And you'll find dumb white people who still think that slavery should be started all over again. But we're moving somewhere. I feel like
we have
even
allies.
though the thing is
We have
small,
white allies.
No, what I appreciate is white people that acknowledge that they are privileged. Like
Yeah,
mm,
they know, they can tell the difference. That okay, white people get more things, they get more attention, they get more money, more everything compared to black people, and they acknowledge that, they know that. And then we have those ones who find their merit.
I feel like white people shouldn't only feel privilege on material things. I feel like they should be grateful that they don't have to live with generational
trauma.
um trauma and
Yeah.
anger and all of that, because we
Yeah.
have all of these psychological problems built within us that we didn't cause, that they caused, and
Mm.
then now we're having problems with dealing with it and fixing it.
I agree, but um, So I was reading Lungin Gidi at the Cricket South Africa Awards, like came out like saying that Cricket South Africa should support Black Lives Matter, take earnest steps in terms of equality and awareness, and uh, some former white cricketers were like, all lives matter, you know. And I felt very sad about that. But like the realization I came to was like, nah man, like it's not that these people don't know or are ignorant. Like they know, but
I
they
know.
don't want to. Like they refuse to acknowledge black people as human and as their equals. It's not like they are ignorant or uneducated. It's like nah, like these
They
people
know.
know exactly what they're saying. This is just they saying in a diplomatic way, like nah, sorry fam, like apartheid might have ended in theory, you know, but in all its practicality, it's still active and very effective. We still
That's
living where we used to live. We still having the same problems that we used to have back then, and it's like it's still, even though they say that the system never changed, the system still leans towards putting white people at an advantage because governments changed, but like it's still the very same system. And that was a system that white people specifically built to benefit them. So until like government breaks the system, we still gonna have the same shit. Because if you look at it, whenever there's uh outrage in our country, white people are nowhere to be seen because their South Africa is still very much intact and safe.
Yeah.
Anything that's to our detriment is to their benefit.
but I
So,
feel like imagine being a white person and then now you have to give up your privilege because black people now all of a sudden matter. So I feel like some of them are still in fear that like what happens now if white is not superior anymore? What happens
Right.
now if I don't get respected when I walk in the door? So they have a lot to lose when it comes to acknowledging that black people are actually people also. So I feel like for a lot of them, they're still in fear of like, now I'm going to get on a plane. What if I have to sit in the shitty seat now? What if, so they're thinking about all of those things that they have to lose in order to support this whole thing.
uh, what I noticed, uh, so I had this white friend, and like he's he's a few years younger than me. So when he when he got to 10th grade and he had to choose subjects, his dad was like pressuring him to take Sepedi as a language because the country was changing. So like there was that fear that black people would do to us what we did to them. And I think as the years went by, because I feel like white people felt like because they didn't ask us nicely that like, hey, we're gonna change the system and like make it to the benefit of white people and y'all guys are gonna be shitty. They took that shit. And I feel like they felt like, oh shit. Like I feel like in '94 they genuinely feel like, oh shit. Um black people
We're
are
going back.
black people are gonna do to us what we did to them. And we didn't do it to them, but I feel like they were still they would like by then like they were in a frame of mind yellow or like they felt like "Re tla reng, we have to change we have to compromise and change." But because like the black government never enforced anything that forced them to come to the table and compromise, they eventually was like, oh, like, nah, we actually don't have to change. Fuck it. I mean, 20 years of democracy and you still like minimum qualifications when you apply for a job. You either have to speak Afrikaans or English. I mean, what bullshit is this that like you've been living in South Africa all your life and all you know is Afrikaans and English? You don't even know like the indigenous language of the people in your area. Personally, I feel like if Udulamo Mudimo law, as a white person, you should be able to speak Spedi and Afrikaans and English sharp. But like we are still the ones bending over backwards for them. So I feel like because our government failed to force them to compromise, they've gotten comfortable in their cockiness and unwillingness to change.
But the thing is, I personally feel like apartheid ended. It didn't end.
It
Apartheid
never
didn't
ended.
end. I
It
just
never ended. It just changed.
exactly.
Yeah, it's like slavery. It just took
Look,
on a
we
more
just a phase.
sophisticated form.
Hmm.
Yeah, we are still slaves.
Yeah.
It's
Economic
like
slaves. We are economic
yeah,
slaves.
exactly. Exactly like
A black face, and then everything else behind the surface is still white. So
Yeah.
how is a black man supposed to change a system that is not his?
exactly. But then I've like I've lost faith in the government years and years ago. So I feel like the only way out of this is black people need to save themselves, you know.
True.
But at the same time, because like for me personally, I've come to a point where I've told myself like I am tired of retweeting and sharing and whatnot all these woke philosophies. Like live it, put it in practice. Like just go buy your vegetables from the black aunt there and try and because if you wanna change the world, hit white people where it matters most, which is money to them.
Yeah.
So you could literally, you know, I don't like. I'd like to believe that we contribute a lot more to the economy than them because there are only 4 million of them. But everything goes like imagine overeka go ShopRite. Also, once you get paid, where are you gonna go buy your groceries? ShopRite.
Right.
So
Just
you're
give
just putting He's like, yeah, like just putting the money back. I'd like to see us just like practice all these things that we say because I think like once you start practicing these things, once the first guy starts practicing it and then the second guy and then the third guy, people like trends. So if we make being black cool a trend and supporting black people a trend and whatnot, who knows where this could take us?
the sad
But
with us, Nepal, is that black people don't like each other. Like we don't want to see each other succeed. That's the
but
messed up part.
But
As
white people also don't like each other. They just
Yeah.
tolerate for the sake of their own preservation.
at least they can pretend. Not Rena, we don't. We don't even try. We don't even try. If Wabona or I go kekana, they're getting more money, you're just gonna start spreading rumors about no, I bought this one time and then it was like this and this and this. You know how powerful word of mouth is, Uncle.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then we black people, we are good at that. We are good at
True.
word of mouth. We are very good at it. So we tarnish ourselves before we even get off the ground. In King.
Yeah, but I'd like to think there's a small group of us that could still like cause a significant shift in what things are at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not like it's just the three of us. I'd like to think there are more of us out there, and uh, yeah, I think social media and the time we live in will enable us to actually find each other and
Yeah.
actually Because one thing I've noticed about the negatives and the haters, it's like they look down on something and hate, but like
Yeah.
if everyone is doing it, guess what? They're just gonna follow suit.
Mm.
Mhm.
They'll still hate on you, but like they'll hate on you like buying your product
Mm.
because all they seek is relevance and validation. So if Dinny's whatnot is what's it right now, as much as I hate Dinny because I want to be relevant and
Mm.
I want to be, you know, I want affirmation, then I'm still gonna buy a product. So me, it doesn't matter how it happens, but as long as it happens, and then because then I feel like only then are white people gonna be like, oh, come on, guys, let's talk,
Yeah.
let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
Because the biggest illusion that they've managed to create in Africa is that we need them,
True.
and we don't. I mean, if you saying that white people leave, they leave with all their skill and knowledge. I'm like, wait, but we do all the work anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might not have like the piece of paper to prove that we can do this, but we are actually the ones
We
doing
got
it.
already.
We're doing it already. So I've been telling people that like sharp genocide and whatnot in Zimbabwe. But I'm telling you, give 30 years from now, we're all gonna be going to Zimbabwe looking for opportunities.
Mm.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
and like Zimbabwe has put themselves in a position where because like they can only build from here, and they
Yeah.
are like completely independent from like any foreign control. So they will be a powerhouse. They will literally control their own fate because we don't. Because
I hope they don't let any foreign whatever to get inside of their household. We should
like
just leave
these
it
leaders
alone.
must just stop selling us out honestly for a few million.
It's good now that we are starting to have like conversations about these kind of things, because slowly but surely change will happen, because like we've been brainwashed, for so long
Mm.
by white people.
True.
And
They
I
know exactly what they're doing.
I think the most important thing and like what also hinders us is we are trying to see all this come to fruition in our lifetime. Whereas
Yeah.
you doing this with a mentality that this is the world I would like my grandkids and great grandkids to live in. We might see progress in our time, but I don't think we're gonna see like, our
Mm.
vision of a perfect Africa in our lifetime.
No.
Yeah.
So I think it's more like if a lot more people understood that like nah, like you're not doing this for you, you're doing this for the generation after you,
Mm.
might make some progress.
Yeah, but we'll get there. We'll get there
You
one day. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Mm.
Don't me. Sound like that lady at church who secretly wants to date the pastor.
wow. Wow.
Okay, no, I think we have enough, guys. So,
Yeah,
uh,
and you are not Paul, you are Paulina, so
yes, like,
really
no, but like
Paul.
if I'm Paulina, like then like there's no he said, so it doesn't work.
You can be a he. You can be a he and be a Paulina at the same time.
Yes.
Hmm, we're not ready for that yet. The world is not ready for that. State. We're not ready for that. Like we must usher in change slowly. Like maybe 50 years from now we'll have like a male Paulina.
50 years.
Yeah,
We already
but
have them. We already have them. Bopolina.
Mm.
you have
Oh.
male Paulinas
Yes.
where?
Eh. Everywhere, Paulina. Everywhere. We are everywhere.
Oh.
You are +1.
Lampapela lena.
Batheletši ba rena ka ge le koile re buletše sekgowa re lekile mara ke nagana le gore le re kwešišitše ifala kwešiša a se problem ya rena le swantše le utakako le le Dinny Iko le Big Sean le le solva mathata a lena.
Ooh, hey, like you see why she doesn't need alcohol. This one,
Yeah. It's very clear.
alcohol is in her veins instead of blood.
Legit. Like people are always asking me like, where do you get this energy? And guys, Lena, I don't know.
I think Dinner was like an experiment where like God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit looked at each other and was like, what if? And then this is what came out.
Yo, basinje.
Yeah, like this child has like, is it dinner at like 4 a.m.?
Yeah.
Yeah. What time?
Now I'm against social standards, guys. Like who white people put that time there for dinner? Lena, I can put my own 4 a.m. breakfast at 6 p.m.
Ooh.
I don't have time for that.
Mm-hmm.
This is Africa. This is mine. I do what I want in my continent.
This is what happens when children become woke. You just do what they want.
Whenever, however they want.
However. Nah, guys. Let's call it a day. Let's call it a day. Or a night. No, a morning actually.
A morning.
Let's call it a morning.
Yeah. So nah, it was good hanging with you guys. Good night, Mensa.
Good morning, Paul.
Good morning.
Whatever. Good morning, good people.
Morning, Paulina.
Okay, people. Me, I'm out.
Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.